Good day, ladies and gentlemen. It is July of 2020, and the longer the year goes on, the harder it will become. Oh, dearie me, it just seems like every week some new piece of crap ends up happening. But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? All you can do is just persevere. Even when things look at their worst, always remember that you can persevere and come out on the other side. And we will do just that for the space year 2020. So, ladies and gentlemen, one piece of good news is the fact that I have upgraded the entire YouTube setup. As you can hear, I have a new microphone for the camcorder. This is a Commercia or Comica, something like it. It's a Chinese powered microphone. I did pick up a legit Rodan or some kind of microphone. Sadly, it didn't work because my camcorder is much too old to accept a microphone that has to be powered from the camcorder itself. So I just bought a cheap Chinese that takes two AAAs. And I assume it works. As of this recording right now, I've only heard a few bits of playback of it, and it sounds a lot better. So, once again, you the fans, be the judge. Let's see, I've upgraded the microphone to a blue Yeti studio microphone. That thing sounds pretty damn good. Even I can notice that sounds pretty awesome. Also, I've got a webcam that doesn't look like it's from 1996. I actually do have a webcam from 1996 in this black and white and uses a serial port connector. I can't imagine how much the thing would have cost back in those days. So, also, I have upgraded the graphics card to an RTX 2060 Super, meaning I can play games like Doom Eternal maxed out at 2K, and I'm quite pleased by that. Although I really hate games that are poorly optimized, because realistically I should also be able to play Jedi Fallen Order maxed out 2K, and the frame rate's just all over the place. Some of those games aren't particularly well optimized, like Dishonored 2. I'm a big fan of Dishonored 1, although initially Dishonored 1 kind of annoyed me, but I actually got into it. Dishonored 2, I like a little bit more in some places and a little bit less in some places. The characters aren't nearly as good as Dishonored 1's characters, but I really enjoy the gameplay and the levels. It's kind of a trade-off. But that game is poorly optimized. It's a game from 2016. Almost said 2006. 2016. And it runs like ass. Like, if I can run Doom Eternal 2K maxed out, surely I could do the same for Dishonored 2. And sometimes it runs fairly well, and then you literally just look at a different angle, and the frame rate tanks. Yeah, way to go. I forget who made that. Arcane, there we go. Way to go, Arcane. Way to go. But I do recommend checking out Dishonored 2, even if it does run like shit, because it is actually pretty fun, even if the characters are kind of crap. Okay, so as of today, I have finished recording all of the video footage for Doom Eternal. Holy shit, this is going to be a long-ass video. It looks like it might be the longest video I've ever done. And Doom Eternal deserves it, because Doom Eternal is a fuck-awesome game. I go into just about every single aspect of that game. It's like, I don't know how many video segments I've done. I don't know how many I know how many audio segments I've done. I've got 46 minutes of audio that I got to edit. And there's 10 hours of gameplay. It's going to be the biggest video of the entire year. And then I've still got a bunch of other big videos to do as well. After Doom Eternal, I'm going to be doing Fear. I'm canceling the 13 review simply because I don't really feel motivated to do it. Whereas I really do feel motivated to play Fear. One of the things I'm going to mention in the Fear review is there are... I keep coming up with different names for things. I'm trying to codify some terms. Alpha Prime is a term that I use for books that I can read over and over again. And each time I read it, it's like the first time I read it. And there's such a thing as an Alpha Prime game, and Fear is one of them. I've played that game many, many times since its release. And it's still just as fun today as it was back then to play. Wolfenstein 3D is not an Alpha Prime game because it has aged so poorly that actually beating that game is just horrifically difficult. I'm not sure if I would call Deus Ex 1 an Alpha Prime game. The reason I say that is many people will go and install it, but how many actually play it to the end? To me, an Alpha Prime game is a game that has aged well enough that even, like 2 decades after it was released, you can sit down and play that entire game and enjoy it just as much in the future as you did in the past. Fear is an example of one. Doom, of course, Doom 1, 2, 3. 3 in particular is one of those games that I've played I don't know how many times, and I still love it each and every bloody time. You got Quake 2, not Quake 1. Quake 1, I think, for me at least, is not Alpha Prime because those ogres really just drag down the whole experience. You know, you got KOTOR 1, KOTOR 2, all the Star Wars games pretty much are going to be Alpha Prime, especially the Dark Forces games. Although I will say Dark Forces 1 is not exactly Alpha Prime simply because Dark Forces 1 is really confusing in some places, and that's where you can pretty much just shutter the whole game and never finish it. The Halo games are definitely Alpha Prime games. I don't know how many times I've played Halo 1. Halo 2, not quite as much Alpha Prime, but still pretty good. I played that a shitload of times back in the day. Actually, let's just take a look at the game box, because I'm trying. I find it hard to think of these things off the top of my head. Mercenaries Playground of Destruction is another Alpha Prime game. That is a really good open-world third-person shooter. The big problem with recommending that is it never got a PC port, and I don't think too many things are backwards compatible with it. And I don't think PCSX2 actually is compatible with it either. So it's somewhat hard to play. But if you can get it working, or you have a working PS2, I do recommend playing that because that is a really bloody fun open world third person shooter. One of the best, really, in my opinion. Mercenaries 2, I can actually say is another Alpha Prime game. It doesn't have as good of characters as Mercenaries 1, but in the gameplay arena, it is pretty damn good. Let's see here. Resident Evil, both 1, 2, and 3, and 4 are also Alpha Prime games, to say the least. Let's see, I'm trying to think of some others, because like, there's more Alpha Prime games than I can just come up with the top of my head. Super Mario, both 1, 2, 3, and 64, definitely Alpha Prime, although 64 a little less than the earlier games. Donkey Kong Country 1, definitely Alpha Prime. Let's see. Moving on from Alpha Prime games, we've got some more book reviews coming out as of a few days from now, as of Monday, which is a few days from when this video is being recorded. My review of the very last Star Wars novel will be going up, and that is Honor Amongst Thieves. It's a Han Solo adventure, and it's one of those books that the EU could have actually made a massive comeback had Disney not killed it. But they did. How wonderful. It's kind of sad that they killed it. Now, Honor Amongst Thieves came out in March of 2014. Darth Maul Lockdown came out in January of 2014. So it was a little ways into 2014 that Honor Among Thieves was released. And it's a very good ending to the entire EU. After that, I'm going to have a review of Jurassic Park, the novel. That's very much an Alpha Prime novel. I've read that. My paperback copy of Jurassic Park is pretty grungy by this point. And then after that, I'm not really sure. There's so many books I want to talk about, and it's just so little time. It's trying to pick the books that'll be the most entertaining to talk about. Now, after I do the Fear review, I'm going to be reviewing Medal of Honor. Oh yeah, Medal of Honor Allied Assault. That's another Alpha Prime game. But Medal of Honor Spearhead. I've not played that since the Xbox days. I did stream of it a few months back. That is potentially going to be a collaboration review, so long as all the schedules mesh. We'll just have to see how that works. But Medal of Honor Frontline... Did I say Spearhead or Frontline? I don't know. Frontline is the game, not Spearhead. That'll be later. But Frontline is going to be reviewed in September. After that, we're going to be taking a look at Alien Isolation. That's going to be the October review. I'm glad to finally get to it now. And you know what? It's worth the wait, ladies and gentlemen. I know some of you have been waiting like 5 fucking years. But hey, new microphone for the camcorder, new microphone for the computer. You get it in the best possible format. Also, for Doom Eternal, I'm going to be changing around some things. There's going to be little titles here and there. I'm going to try to make it a little more fancy. I don't think anyone's going to care because, you know, I don't know how all of you watch YouTube videos, but when I watch YouTube videos, I'm usually at work. So I literally just listen to the audio. So it could have literally the greatest production values of all time. All I'm going to hear is that audio. That's it. And I might go back and watch it if I decide to. But these days, I just don't have the time. Hell, in July, I worked 21 days straight. No weekends. It wasn't fun, but hey, money. That Blue Yeti ain't going to pay for itself. Let's see. The AK 100-yard video is going to be postponed because as I'm recording this, this was the day I was supposed to go to the range, and I was busy working that day, so, But there is going to be another first shots coming out, and that's going to be of a Ruger 1022. I actually found one at a Walmart not too long ago, and it was actually a reasonable price. So reasonable, in fact, I had to snap it up. It's a woodstock model. 1022 is a classic rifle. I've never actually owned one, but I've shot many 1022s over the years, and I've been wanting an auto-loading 22 caliber rifle because, well, 22 is a lot of fun to shoot. Don't underestimate the 22 caliber round. It may be small, but it packs a punch, ladies and gentlemen. It packs a legitimate punch. I remember with that Henry, I actually shot some bricks with that, and it just blasted those bricks apart. So 22, don't mock it for its size. It knows what it's doing. So there's going to be a video of that. I'm not modifying it like at all. I'm just putting a red dot on it, and actually I already have put a red dot on it and a sling. I feel like that's all it needs, and I'm going to get some 25 round mags. Actually, I already have some. The only problem with those 25 round mags, they are ridiculously expensive. They're 25 bucks a piece for a 22 caliber magazine. To put that in perspective, AK mags, even now during the massive shortages, are only like $13. It's pistol mags that are generally that expensive. Hell, there was a time when like double stack, I think Beretta mags used to be something ridiculous like $50 a piece at one point. But, you know, these days, why Ruger is selling their high, well, I wouldn't call 25 rounds particularly high capacity, but they're higher capacity, let's say, magazines. I don't know why they're charging 25 bucks. It's kind of painful. And all they are is a single stack polymer mag. Surely they can't be that difficult to manufacture. One cool thing about that 1022 is I've already gotten to do a little bit of work on the stock. Because one problem with buying a gun like a 1022, it's pretty good out of the box, and so there's nothing I can really do to it. But I accidentally drilled the hole for the sling swivel a bit too low. It's one of those things I probably should have measured twice and cut once, but it let me do something fun, and that was filling in the hole with some plastic wood and then staining that little bit of wood. So now the stock has a little bit of, not customization, but a little thing that I did to it, because there's not much else to do to the stock. I mean, it's perfectly fine wood. I considered maybe buying a fancy walnut stock with checkering, but I ain't paying $300 for a 22 caliber stock. So that's coming out. Let's see, anything else? The live streams are going to continue alternating between 13 and Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon. So that should continue on for a little while. I'm actually looking forward to moving on from 13. I mean, 13 is a great game, but man, Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon is a hell of a lot of fun. If you haven't played it, it is an excellent 80s themed open world game. It's really bloody good, and I'm looking forward to getting back to that as soon as possible. Let's see, I have seen the trailer for Halo Infinite. Not really that enthused by it. This is not one of those instances of old man yells at cloud. I'm kind of done with that after Doom Eternal impressed me so much. Doom Eternal, not Doom Internal, the porn parody. After Doom Eternal has impressed me as much as it has, I'm not going to be as jaded when it comes to new game releases, because we can see that AAA can actually do stuff right. However, looking at the Halo Infinite trailer, I see that Halo Infinite could be a good gameplay game, by which I mean I'll have fun playing the game, assuming it comes to PC. I've yet to pick up the Master Chief Collection because I already have Halo 1, 2, and 3, and 4 for the Xbox 360. I don't really see a reason to buy it again. I might buy it just for Halo 5 whenever that comes out, because I kind of want to see how bad Halo 5 is. But Halo Infinite, I will probably pick it up when it comes out on PC, and I'll probably do a review on it. But I gotta say, I don't really like the trailer. The trailer makes the story look pretty bad, and the gameplay looks like your typical Halo gameplay that's been crossed with an open world game. So if it's Halo crossed with Far Cry, or at least the Far Cry 3 styled gameplay system, that'll be a lot of fun to play, but man, that story looks bad. Like, the new villain is like the Defeated, the Departed, or some stupid thing like that. And when hearing Master Chief like, well, we got to stop the Departed, it's like, of course they do. It's like, and then, you know, it's like you're still fighting the Covenant. I mean, I get you kind of have to do that as a series staple, but it's just, yeah. I don't really like the fact they've gone back to Mjolnir Mark 6. I really don't like that stupid 117 on there. The reason I don't like that 117 is that it doesn't make a lot of sense. He shouldn't have to have that on his armor. People should have, you know, the little drop-down monocle, and he should have like a little IFF tag around him. I get it, like what if they don't have one of those, but it just looks so cheap. It really does. I never liked that little 117 thing on there. The new sidekick character is just awful. I mean, that guy is a whiny little cretin. I'm like, why? Why do you need this guy? He's annoying. It's like every time he's on screen, he's like, oh god, blah, blah, blah. He's yelling at Master Chief. It's like, whoa, back off, dude. This is the Master Chief we're talking about. I would have liked it if his sidekick could have been female. Now, hold on before you start calling me blue-pilled. There's a reason for that. You know, his sidekick should have been female, and it should have been, you know, like this cyborg or an AI or, you know, like this android that is like a remnant of Cortana or something. Now, I've actually talked to someone who's actually beaten Halo 5, and at the end of Halo 5, I think, like, Chief is not lost in space, but in Halo Infinite, now he is. So this is definitely going to be a soft reboot sort of thing. But, man, why, oh, why do we need that annoying guy? I mean, really, it's just, when you compare the characters of Halo Infinite to the characters of Halo 1, you know, I think that's one of the biggest problems after Halo 3 is that the characters just aren't particularly likable and the writing is just shit. Halo Reach had some of the worst writing imaginable. I mean, the writing was awful. Why would you have a multiple kilometer ship on a planet? I mean, where did they go? The fucking J.J. Abrams School of Starship Destruction? So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might be surprised. The old man yells at cloud kind of thing has been proven to not be 100% accurate. We'll just have to see. Now, I do intend to actually start reading some of the new Halo books, and I might review those. I need to actually review the Halo books in general. The big problem is with Halo is I played Halo Combat Evolved and loved it, and I actually just cut myself with a fingernail. Definitely need to trim that after the video. But I played Halo... God damn it, I did it again! Well, I need sleep. I'm not going to do that anymore. I played Halo 1 and loved it, read the book for Halo 1, read the prequel to Halo 1, and then finally read First Strike. And then about a year later, Halo 2 came out, and I didn't hate it, but I didn't particularly like it either. And then, you know, Halo 3, it just seemed like each game got a little less grounded in reality. It just became more and more generic. And then by Halo 4, I just didn't really care anymore. Really, Halo Reach is what did it for me when it came to the Halo franchise in general. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. In any event, I am General Lotz, and I'm going to wish you good Fear 1 and good Star Wars Bounty Hunter, whatever makes you happy.
If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, and if you can, please consider supporting me on Patreon so that I can continue bringing you this great content.